Yo, what's up? So in this video, I'm going to be covering how this YouTube flywheel made $235,000 in just 10 days. And if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Nate and I'm the founder of Content Cash Media. I essentially have done over $1 million when it comes to driving info product sales through YouTube organic. We work with people like The Growth Partner, Brett Skills, Flips for Miles, Defino. There's tons of names here. I'm just going to keep scrolling. You guys will probably notice some names that we've worked with. And I'm also going to show you guys a proof of actually what we did to generate this $235,000. I'll actually show that right now as well so you guys can see it after I go through all of these results. Here, we actually have the proof from my boy Braden, who is the operator behind this YouTube client of ours. And that's what I'm going to be breaking down in this video with these 4 quadrants right here. And just covering how you guys can actually go and do the same for your info business and, you know, apply all the tactics that we are using here. This is also the YouTube proof. I've been working on this channel since May 9th. It is now July 10th. First things first, what we're going to be talking about is how we tied into the competitive edge of this client. So this specific client actually has a pretty big IG audience. So we're able to leverage that a little bit in our YouTube process, but you do not need tons of views or tons of cash on YouTube to actually go ahead and be able to, you know, print cash. You don't need a huge audience at all. So they did have a huge IG, but another part of their competitive edge is this client is very funny. And we wanted to tie that personality into their content. A thing that I see a lot of people don't do when they're trying to grow a channel to sell a product is you don't tie your competitive edge into your content. And actually, what do I mean by this? So you watching this video right now, you are better than people at a lot of things. And there's one thing specifically or a few things that you are better than your competitors at. But if you don't show that or push your own propaganda, nobody knows that. So essentially what you want to do is create like a you over them type thing. And the only way you can do that is by showing your competitive edge. I'll put CE right here because there's other people that people are going to watch your competitors, but there must be a way for you to stand out. For that, obviously we have the huge IG audience, which is an edge of ours, but when it comes to like more personal stuff, this client is funny. Obviously, they're also good at trading. Like they actually have a track record of being good at trading, and we can flex those numbers and how much money they've made trading. And those are things you want to talk about in your actual videos, but they didn't just get good at trading randomly, right? They actually have a story that's tied back to how they got good at trading. They're also very young. And all these things is how we're able to leverage them in our YouTube content. You can see here, Weekend in the Life of Young Millionaire Traders, how I'd make my first 100K ICT trading, I had to start over. Millionaire Traders on a Yacht, 5 years of ICT trading knowledge, and they still look young in the thumbnail. Case I'm literally gonna cover down how I think about everything because it's a strategy to how we do it all. But definitely find a way to have your competitive edge bleed through. And if you guys need help on this, you can go and essentially watch your competitors and see what your competitors are doing good that, you know, this can equal double down on those things and go and find what they're doing bad or where you think there's a gap in the market, and you essentially come in and you fill that gap and you tie in your competitive edge into it and you produce content that's basically unique to yourself, right? And you basically want to find the blue ocean niche, creating content that is so different and unique while still, you know, being in that niche still, but everyone's gonna be like, okay, this channel is different, right? And that's what we've kind of done with the PB Boys right here, which is why we're actually able to go ahead and have the YouTube stats that we have and be able to collect the cash that we're collecting right here. I can click through these and you guys can see like this is all legit stuff. This is not like any BS. It's not like a BS video. Next, I want to cover how we actually think about ideation. That's probably like what you guys are thinking. Like, how do you actually ideate these videos? What's the process behind that, right? So let's dive into it because we have worked with, like I said, many people. Like recently, I ran an interview with Brez, who's is gonna make over 7 figures from YouTube. We have The Growth Partner. We have Flips. I was like, how are we able to come up with ideas for all these people that, you know, aren't necessarily like repetitive or a process that's easy for you to actually go and ideate videos? So for me, ideation comes down to a bit of things. First, I would say you don't want to just be doing ideas randomly or just going off of what worked on like other platforms in the past. You can do that, but you don't want to just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. There's a process to it, and let me break that down. So first things first, pains and desires is one way that you can actually tie into this. Let me zoom in. Um, Another way is sales objections, and that's actually why YouTube videos are so good. Is because you can use YouTube videos to hit every single sales objection. Because right here you can see using YouTube vids as pre-call assets, and that's one of the ways that I'm actually going to talk about later in this video of actually how to leverage YouTube content and the funnel of content that we're actually using with the PB boys to actually go ahead and cook and be able to add multiple six figures in just 10 days. It's literally only been 10 days. Like, that's absolutely crazy, right? So ideation, pains and desires, sales objections. There is like outlier, YouTube research, which I have further videos breaking down all these things, but these are like the main ways that you're gonna be able to find stuff. So reverse engineering these, you want to reverse engineer your pains and desires into video ideas, and I'm going to show you literally live examples from how we did it for the PB boys. Tap into sales objections. Where is your sales team having trouble closing? Literally just reverse engineer those into videos that can actually solve that problem. And then outlier research, going and finding outliers on YouTube. But when you find those outliers, you want to see, one, how can you tie in your competitive edge, and plus leveraging the proven format. And that's what's going to basically equal a video that is now proven to work, but is unique to you. And that's how I think about it. So let me dive into like how we actually did this ideation process for this client. So our first video is a vlog. I do think it's important to actually humanize your brand, and I'll talk about that more when it comes to the funnel content. But let's see this video right here. How I'd make 100K ICT trading if I had to start over again. This is simply just a proven title structure that we got from outlier YouTube research, and then we tied it in with the competitive edge of our client. You can see in the thumbnail, we have both of these guys. They look young, but they've also made each over 100K ICT day trading. And we're targeting our ideal customer profile, which is people that want to get to this desire. So we hit on the desire. We're tapping into our competitive edge, putting both of them to the thumbnail. And we also know that they've actually achieved what they're talking about in the video. And this is a way that we come up with ideas. We go to this video right here. It's kind of similar, but it's a different proven title structure. And we got this one from Simon Scope's video, if you guys know it. So 5 years of ICT trading knowledge in 23 minutes. Similar process. They're both in the thumbnail. We go and say they've made over 1 mil from IC trading, which they have. It's their social proof, but they look young. And in the video, we're actually tapping into our competitive edge and being funny on camera and leveraging all these things. But that's how we've kind of thought of ideation. We're now mixing in other videos like raw content, case studies. I'm going to talk about those when I break down the actual funnel of content. But yeah, when it comes to ideation, this is like the main process that we're using. Like I said, I've had detailed more videos like where I really go into the whole process and how I do it. But if you can reverse engineer your pains and desires, you can literally use AI, ChatGPT, to literally do this. Tap into your sales objections, use those to reverse engineer more insights. And if you can tap those into proven title structures and outlier formats that you find on YouTube, that's probably the easiest way that you can come up with unique content that can go ahead and actually work. And once again, this is really the same process that I'm using for all of our clients that we work with. And you just have to tie it in with different competitive edges and different proven title structures from different niches. And if you're able to niche transfer a whole bunch of other stuff, that's how you can create content that actually goes ahead and collects multiple six figures like we're doing for our clients. So that's how I really structured the ideation part of things. So we've touched on competitive edge, we touched on ideation. The next thing is I want to touch on the funnel of content that we actually used with this client. And the way I kind of think about it, because like, how are you actually able to, go and collect like 235K in 10 days? Like this doesn't just happen like by randomness. Like, people are not just paying them for no reason, right? Obviously we're able to get views, but also collect the cash. So how is that done? So how I kind of think about it is we have a normal funnel, just like anything else in business, but we are leveraging top of funnel content, middle funnel content, and bottom of funnel content. And don't just like click off because you think there's going to be like basic knowledge. A lot of people do not follow this on YouTube, which is why they're actually not collecting cash, because you're just once again, throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. I want to break down the actual funnel and how it works and why we're able to go and get the views, go and get the cash, because there's a method to it. There's a method to the madness, right? So with the top of funnel stuff here on their channel, I really just want to humanize their brand. Like, I want them to be seen as normal kids and kind of put their self in the shoes of the viewer where, okay, they can actually see that they're normal. So that's what we're doing with the top of funnel content. But top of funnel content really is just broader content, like in general, just like broad stuff that can still kind of target your ICP and who you want to hit. Like in this case, if we made a video about like anything related to online business, that's top of funnel. Middle funnel is typically how to or like explainer type content, breaking down what their actual like biz op is, and that's obviously trading. So how I make 100K, again, that's like a middle funnel video. And then bottom funnel videos are typically niche deep insights. So like for this batch, we are gonna do a free course, and that's a video that's super like deep. But also in this batch, we're gonna have a video that is a my story video. So that's like an example of being broad and top of funnel. So we're gonna have a my story, we're gonna have a free course that's bottom funnel, niche deep insight. We're gonna have bottom of funnel. Other ideas can be like case studies. So we have one of those that we just uploaded, which is absolutely crushing and actually printing, has 9K views in one day, literally targeting their ideal customer profile and being easy to sell. And if you can have a mix of the top of funnel content, middle funnel content, bottom of funnel content, another layer that we're gonna add in once again is the mix of the free course / the my story. And if you can basically take all the traffic that you're getting from here, and have all these pour into like your main, I like to call this like a YouTube VSL, and basically through this video you're able to push your offer. And if you can do that properly, it's like that's the flywheel. That is a system that literally works. You have to mix all these types of contents and push it back to a free course or my story, or a mix of those two videos, which I've talked about before on the channel as well. And that's how you actually create content that goes on to collect cash, because once again, we're able to actually humanize the brand here. We have the vlog content. They can see these people are human. And in these vlogs, it's not just like random BS. We're also showing the trading. We're showing their competitive edge. We're showing they're funny. And we're showing they actually make money via trading. But then, we have the actual value content, the middle funnel stuff. They're going to show you how they've actually done it, their trading strategies, how they think. And those are done with like these videos right here with the 5 years ICT trading knowledge and how I make 100K. And then we have the bottom of funnel stuff. We have the, the raw insight trading videos. We have the case study client interviews, and leveraging all these in the funnel. And now in this next month that we're going into, we're going to put in the free course. We're going to put in the my story. We're going to potentially add some entertainment content in there too, like some trading challenges type stuff. Those are more top of funnel, can bring in a broader audience. And if we do it properly, the channel is just going to continue printing, because bro, this is 235K in 10 days. Literally, the month is nowhere near being over. So we're just going to keep collecting cash and bringing in more and more. And when I'm braiding, keep me updated on that for sure. But to get into the next topic, I think I've covered everything I need to for the funnel. The next thing I want to talk about is how to actually leverage your YouTube content properly, because there is many ways to do it. And obviously, to get straight to it, the main way that you see here with this screenshot of Braden is like pre-call assets. And I recently did a client case study interview with my boy Brez. He gave us testimony here, but I did an interview recently, which is live on the channel. And my boy Pierre said they are using the YouTube videos in the pre-call process, and it's really just gonna kill every single objection that someone can have, which is why it's so important to actually have it in the process. So that's one way you can leverage it. Second way is email list. Like, you can actually use it and drive traffic from your email list to the YouTube videos and get more nurture that way. We did this working with the growth partner, which we did 115K in 115 days with, and they were printing through YouTube. We were leveraging it on their email newsletter. We're also, your ads also benefit from it as well. Now I'm talking about the growth partner, because they had a lot of paid ads going on, and with the paid ad situation, it's not like paid ads or organic. It's more of when you mix both together, they just work. So we're having these paid ads traffic come in, but when they are actually able to tap into the YouTube and see these guys are legit, it's just literally free money. Like people are gonna want to tap in more. So that's another way you can leverage it, is just like realize the long term potential play with YouTube. Obviously you have like repurposing factors in terms of LinkedIn, Twitter, IG, and you can leverage the content on all these platforms in whatever way you deem necessary, but it can be done. Like you can repost videos, you can post previews, you can repost a whole video like after a week. These are all ways that you can honestly leverage content. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere else. Obviously, there's repurposing, like in this case, right? They probably, I think this client does have clippers going like through our vlog content, and being able to tap into like, okay, what are they doing in this video? How can we get clips on it? And all that type of stuff. It's just more traffic. It's just more traffic, more awareness. So those are ways you can actually leverage your content at mass scale. Definitely recommend pre-call and being able to make sure it's just in your funnel somewhere. You can obviously put this also like on your website, the case studies and testimonials. Definitely go on like the website for our clients, and just like it's just easier to close. So those are like, I believe, my main takeaways. I'm trying to see if I am forgetting anything, but yeah, once again, I just wanted to go pretty deep on how we kind of thought of everything in terms of like title, thumbnail, all that type of stuff. I have other videos on those, but I wanted to break down how we think about the content, how the flywheel actually works, and how I was able to collect like $235,000 in just 10 days. If you want to do the same and work with Content Cash Media, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I'm not going to say too much about it. Just click the first link down below to book a call to actually talk with me, or hit me up on my Twitter. I'm extremely active on here, and we can figure out a way to talk. This is where I'm the most active on. Besides that, yeah, here's the cash once again, so you guys know I'm not capping. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.